Hey guys, Huzzy here, bringing you another commentary, this time Ahri mid. Now Ahri is one of them champions that quite a lot of people have asked me to do, and the funny thing is, I've only started getting back into Ahri recently. I've played about 5 solo queue games with her, and I think I've won all of them. I might have lost one, but a lot of these games I'm actually getting really fed, and I'm really happy of how I'm playing Ahri. Now this is the only game I've streamed while playing Ahri, and I don't know why. It's just the way it's worked. Sometimes I have the stream on, sometimes I don't. So this is the only footage of me playing Ahri. I still do pretty damn good this game, which helps. And yeah, this is a solo queue game. I'm against a Viktor who is a main Viktor, and I believe he was Diamond 2 from memory. Where our team, we don't really have a team comp going in this, but I will say the enemy team has Draven and I think Janna. So Taric Graves is a pretty good lane to go against that. It's very tanky. But the only problem is our Taric actually disconnected or something, and he doesn't make it back into the lane until Draven's near level 3. So that puts them at quite a disadvantage. Now a lot of people love Ahri. I am one of them people who loves Ahri. She is such a high mobility burster. Now I'm someone, if you followed my channel for quite a while, you'll know I love burst champions. I love Syndra. I love stuff that can really burst someone and still continue to do well without the burst. So like Kassadin, he can burst someone down, Rift walk away, get his cooldowns, get the E back on from people using spells, and then go in again. Now our team consists of a Tryndamere top, which I'm not a massive fan on, but hey, some people play it, fair enough. Lee Sin jungle. Now I have to say I see a lot of Lee Sin jungles where around diamond level he's probably the most common champion I see. Graves is a good champion. You don't see him a whole lot, but he's a very good champion against Draven. Now I will quickly say the Lee Sin and the Graves, it was quite odd. They have very similar names, but they are not related. Both have terror in them, but yeah, they're not duo or anything like that. So a lot of people max W on Ahri. I just want to explain what my thought process is mainly on Ahri and what's actually been working for me. Now I max Q a lot of the time because it allows me to pretty much get every single CS in the wave as well as push it up so they miss. Ahri's auto attack animation is a pretty good one. I will admit it's pretty nice, but I'm a lot more comfortable with just pushing the wave up with Q and make sure I get them last hits. Getting them last hits early, as you just saw, I missed one. Really odd how I missed that one, because I try to leave it as late as possible to try and get the CS so the wave doesn't push. Now, how to play a Ahri. Now, a lot of people will realise one thing. If you don't get fed on Ahri, or if you don't get fairly strong on Ahri, you actually have a really hard time making a difference. It is quite, it's one of them champions that you do feel useless on if you're not strong. And it's a shame because I love Ahri, and as I said, I'm really getting back into her. When I go in solo queue by myself, I'm normally first or second pick, so I can get mid lane, and that's where I'm starting to actually play Ahri a lot more. So I'm feeling very comfortable. Now, Tryndamere does give away first blood. This is why I kind of don't like Tryndameres. They're really good late game. Don't get me wrong, they are good late game. I cannot deny that they're not. Their split pushing ability is better than most, and if someone comes to try and kill them, the Tryndamere would easily be able to kill them late game, or if not, he can easily run away with his E. So there is positives to Tryndamere, but his just laning phase is really meh. Now, our Tryndamere, I do believe, does pretty good this game. The Maokai's coming in for a gank, so I decide just to, go down. I do a charm, but it was basically a useless charm. The wave's pushed near his side, but he is actually going to push it back. Now, one thing I have to note with people playing, unique champions that you don't see very often, they work. The thing is, a lot of the time, you won't see a Viktor in competitive play, or if you might, I don't know, Prolly might pick one out, as Prolly was known for that, but I think Prolly might be in a Challenger team, not an LCS team anymore, but like Ziggs, you could see Ziggs doing well occasionally. It's because people don't really know how to play against him. I know how to play against a Viktor because I've played Viktor in the past. That's the benefit for me having a big champion pool. Lee Sin coming in for a gank and does really well to get the Viktor's flash, and now Viktor does not have flash. So probably quite an easy kill for when, if Lee Sin came back to mid, and we'd probably pick that kill up quite easily. But as I was saying, in solo queue, play what you want, play what you're good at. Now this is a really dirt moment by me. No wards, Maokai does a really good gank on me right there, and here we go. This comes the great escape, great chase. If I could have copyright, I'd have the great escape music playing. They continue to chase me. I think they're not, but, they're still coming, and my bot lane is reacting as well as the Lee Sin. Viktor does not have flash. There's a taunt on him. Maokai uses flash. I flash into the tower. make sure he gets a couple of tower hits. He does not have the damage to finish me off. And here we go, going in fight 1. Lee Sin kills the Maokai, and we're going now in for, kills the Viktor, now going in for the Maokai, and Graves picks it up. So overall, really good. Now, I'm not going to take all credit for that, but I did a really good job of avoiding the gank and bringing them down to the right area. Now, I do have to say, my team reacted perfectly to that, so well done to my team. Lee Sin was going over to his blue side jungle, but he decided, no, I'm going to come down and help. And then our bot lane, left lane, and came and helped. It gave Graves a kill, and it gave Lee Sin a kill, so really overall good job. Here's Tryndamere trying to trade with the Vladimir, and he does quite chunk him, and then he heals up. So it can work, but it's just a really hard lane to get right. You know, this Tryndamere is probably behind right now with that Maokai gank killing him early. And yeah, it's just a lane that I'm not a huge fan of, but I know people play it, so I'm never going to, you know, go, oh, we got a Tryndamere, because people play what they want to play in solo queue. You know, I've had people, and I will say it was a bad experience, but I had a ex-Copenhagen Wolves member play Sion top, and it absolutely sucked. But in the end of the day, if he wants to play that in solo queue, no one can stop him. It's what he wants to play. And again, Tryndamere dies to a gank, and I missed that cannon wave because I relied on my W picking it up, and it didn't actually get it. So right now I'm 0-0-2 with nearly 40 CS, so it's overall pretty going good. I'm not sure how much the Viktor has in CS, but as you can see, my Q is actually doing a fair amount of damage. Now, if you wonder what build I do on Ahri, I call it the Balls Deep build. It's high risk, high reward. And I think I was just saying it on the stream, as obviously I have this muted. I am going the Balls Deep build, and that's why you can see McMuffin replying in a private message as Steam chat was down, unfortunately. Now, the Balls Deep build consists of me getting a DFG first item. This is a really risky move, as it leaves me with basically no resistances. This Viktor, you have to remember, a Viktor is a burst champion as well. Viktor has his silence with his ultimate, he has his shield, he does a lot of burst. Not as much as an Ahri, I'd say, but he still does a lot of burst. So if I do one muck up, it's going to be hard for me. As you can see, he's already got 2 Doran's rings. I've only got 1, so he's got more health than me, so it's going to take more to burst him. But yeah, I am going the risky way, but I think it does pay off from memory. So I'm just staying in lane. I do play at quite a roaming Ahri a lot of the time, but I do want to just make sure I get that early DFG so I can start basically just making stuff go pop. That's what it's like a mini game for me on Ahri when I play her. It's pop the so-and-so. So if they're AD carry, I played a game where their Tristana, my enemy Tristana, was about, I think she was like 8-2, but I was really fed, and I said, no, it's okay, I'll just play pop the Tristana, and everybody's like, what? I literally, every single team fight, just instant gibbed her. Like, no matter what they did, I just killed her instantly. I think 2 times it forced me to die, but because that she was all their kills, it just forced us to win the fights every single time. So, just have fun. If you need to get a target, make a mini game out of it. Pop the so-and-so. Yeah, if you can get another target for free, go ahead and do it. Like, I played a game against a TF who was Diamond 1, and he got caught several times from my charms, and we just bursted him, and it led them to have a 4v5 every single time. So, it just works. Now, I do warn my bot lane, communication is key, obviously, especially in solo queue when you're not all on communications, like Vent or Skype or something, that I'm just warning them that they're probably going to be on blue, so expect a bot gank relatively soon. Viktor's out of lane, so I'm going to push it up into his tower. Now, Viktor, I think, actually did not go on blue. I think he based, which actually surprised me. So I'm going to head down to bot lane, as I did expect them to be there. But then I see Viktor back mid, so I just go back. Now, as you can see, the Viktor is actually opting for a kind of balls deep build for himself, where he's actually got another Doran's ring. So that has delayed his build, and I think he might have the boots. But the thing with the Viktor, he's got his codex, which allow not his codex, he's got his augment that allows him to get extra AP that no people in the game can have. I'm just seeing how much damage I can do to the Viktor. Tryndamere kills the Maokai, so really good. He probably would have got a buff reset over there, but then Vlad probably would have picked it up. Now I'm thinking I can't burst this guy, but then I do that and I realise, oh, that's kind of a lot of damage. Now I see Lee Sin near mid lane, and he's thinking the same thing I am. Insect plays coming up. It's not amazing, but people call them insect plays. So he was thinking the exact same thing. I think on stream I said, go and kick him to me, Lee, kick him. Ward, kick, charm, and I didn't, that was a really weird cue, but I didn't need to ignite then, but I just really, really wanted to secure the kill. Because the thing with going balls deep Ahri, if you don't get your DFG within about 12 minutes, you're really at a disadvantage. You really need to get that early DFG to start making stuff happen. So that's why I use my Ignite. And now I go back to base and I can pick up my needlessly large rod, which just gives me so much more AP. It doubles my AP. So it will, that gives me more damage, so I won't need the Ignite. So it's going pretty well for me right now. 102 with 77 CS. If I press tab, maybe in the next few, couple of seconds or minutes, we'll be able to see what Viktor's CS is. Obviously, this is on the stream, so I have no control of the camera. This is basically me just commentating over. Now, bot lane is playing not very great, I do have to admit, but this is part and parcel of the Taric connecting a bit late into the game. So, and the problem was this Taric and the Graves, I do remember, will both support mains, which actually is a quite rare situation. It is actually becoming a little bit less rare the higher ELO I go, because, support is a viable role to get up in ELO, and once you're diamond or once you're really high platinum, you can play any role and still go up. Because support wins bot lane. I think a lot of people forget that. If you have a good support, they win the bot lane for you. Now, Draven is trying to do the great escape of his own, but what little does he know? Boom, there's an Ahri, and I get a kill. Yay, Ahri's getting fed. It's good getting the kills on the Ahri, and my team does realise this, as I will be the main source of burst damage on the team. The Lee Sin, I think, goes tanky this game, which is his fair dues on the Lee. Well done. Tryndamere is asking for a gank, so as well, good communication on his part. Maokai has tried to counter jungle a Lee Sin, which is a bit odd. I will say the Maokai does not do a great job this game. Maokai is a hard jungler to get right in solo queue, as you have no personal damage. I'll say it right now. I prefer junglers. Even if they're tanky, I prefer a tanky jungler that does damage. Now, that does not mean going a Moo and building Rod of Ages or Abyssal on him. I'm talking about Nautilus. Nautilus has a lot of deceptive damage with his shield, as well going in the 9 points into the CDR and the AP in the offensive tree. So, Nautilus does a lot of damage. You've got Jarvan that does quite a lot of damage on his base skills. Now, they're going in for a kill on the Vladimir. Now, you have to remember, Tryndamere has his ultimate, so this is why they can just tank the tower. Tryndamere gets the kill, so really good, well played. But then bot lane, it just seems anywhere that, Lee Sin goes, apart from mid, obviously I'm doing really well in mid. If he goes top, bot will die. If he goes bot, top will die. It's kind of just what's happening. Now, here comes scary Ahri, who I'm really scary. So, they're trying to do Drake, and I do not want them to do Drake. So I'm just going to try and let them tank it for quite a while. They're going to go down to just see if they could kill the Graves or something. Now I'm just going to try and just distract them, wait for my Lee Sin to get near. Maokai's fairly low, so I am thinking, in a second, I was going to burst that Maokai, but then they actually back off. So we stopped them doing Dragon, so really well played. I was about to stop, burst the Maokai, which would have given me a kill, but I don't need to go balls deep into 4 of them. I did my job to make them, back out of it already. Going to push up the wave so it denies the Viktor. And here we go. Going to burst this Viktor down. DFG. And bye-bye. Get a kill. That's where the burst of Ahri. As I said, getting your DFG before 12 minutes or around 12-13 minute mark makes you an absolute monster. And this is what I play. This is how I play Ahri. Every single game, no matter what I'm against. And that does sound very ballsy. And I wouldn't recommend it for people that aren't used to Ahri or aren't used to how to play against matchups. You have to remember that I've played pretty much every single mid laner for quite a lot of games. And, I know how to play against the Viktor. I know when a Viktor is strong. I know that type of thing. Lee Sin's invaded the Maokai and actually took him out and got their blue. So really well played to, Lee Sin. Bot lane apparently was coming, but Lee Sin easily gets out. So really well played to him. And yeah, stole the blue and kills the Maokai. Now I tell him, just kill the tower. So we're going to kill the tower and farm up. So this gives me even more roaming potential. Blue buffs up, so I'm going to go ahead and over there. Now, the Lee Sin's build, I believe he gets Elder Lizard on Lee Sin, which I have seen a Lee Sin do. And it actually gives him really, really a lot of high damage early game. It does fall off, so you do need to build a bit more damage. If you do want to go the damage route, you do need to build like a BF sword or something along them lines. Where if you go in tanky Lee, an Elder Lizard early on is really good. It gives you damage early on for ganks, but then it gives you, the burst, but then you can lead it into being tanky. Now, I'm probably going to head over to bot relatively soon, but I want to push up the midway first, seeing if I could just get a charm onto the Viktor. I'm just kind of showing, you don't have to hit every single charm in lane. A lot, I used to run a Q and E on normal cast, every single time. Now, I have that on shift now. Now, Draven is staying in lane, so this is probably going to be a dead Draven. So, Jaws music quote. Now, here we go, great escape. So he's running, he knows I'm here. I'm going to use my ultimate to try and catch him up, and it just misses, and it's a bit lame, but you know I'm about to get the kill. I have to flash for it, and now I didn't have to flash. The Graves would have easily got that kill, but honestly, I really wanted it. It sounds greedy, but in solo queue, you trust yourself. If you're one of the carry roles, this is what I mean. If you're a mid laner, take the kills. If you're an AD, take the kills. If you're a jungler, think a bit more about it, that type of thing. But, you know, playing Ahri, I need to get kills. I don't need to get kills, but I want to have the kills. I want to be the guy that can take anybody out on their team. Now, I'm going to go back and base. I don't know what I build next. Maybe I'll go another rod, or maybe I go boots. It depends how ballsy I was feeling, to be honest. Now, I was about to base, but honestly, I don't have to right now. We are thinking of doing dragon. Maokai is in the area, so this actually does delay us doing it, I think. He throws a sapling down, which does kind of say they don't have a ward on it, but we do just decide to back out. So I'm going to head over back to mid lane and just pick up all the CS. Now, one thing I probably will say, I do not want to fight the Viktor right now. He's been relatively, you know, I think he's been back shortly. And that would probably lead him being equally as strong as me. Because I've nearly got 2,000 gold. That's a lot of gold early on. So I do opt for getting the boots. Obviously, having that increased mobility is always a good idea. And then I pick up a ward and some potions. Returning to mid lane, 130 CS at 16-minute mark. Obviously been roaming a little bit. Now this Viktor's got 120. So there you go. I'm 10 odd CS ahead, as well being 4 kills ahead and 2 assists of the Viktor. So compared to my lane opponent, I'm doing really, really well at this point. Now the Viktor is missing, so I do just do the missing ping. So it's pretty good. I'm quite happy with how I'm playing. And as I said, I'm playing Ahri pretty well. I'm going to pick her up a lot more. So expect, if you follow the stream, or if you just casually look at my match history every now and then, I don't know if you do, but maybe if you do, you will see Ahri a lot more often. They get a kill onto the Vladimir, but then Viktor is top. Looking to try and kill the bot lane here, but there might be a ward. There's no ward in Tribush, so this does say they don't have a ward here. Now, one thing I have to say, that you're about to see a play go wrong, I think, from memory. And this is partly my fault and partly to the bot lane. So I'm going to go around the back, and now I have a lot of burst, and I could probably kill one of these two really, really, really easily. So this Graves right now should be hella pushing this wave, trust me, buckshot in every single chance, but he's not. He's being really passive. He's just last hitting, where he should be pushing it. He could see me being here. Nami's coming in, and look how much damage I'm doing. Now, tidal wave, and yeah, partly my fault for staying too long. Now, he does pick up a kill, but honestly, he really should have pushed a lot quicker. It's a bit frustrating, because that would have been a really good play. Now, Lee Sin is coming in to, help, and here we go. Lee Sin's moving in. They do kill the Graves, but, Lee Sin's going to just clean. And I think they also get the Maokai. So overall, a pretty good trade, but as I was saying, if that Graves was not just last hitting and used buckshot, used it to push the wave up before the Maokai or anybody could get there, that would have been really easy. Viktor's moved down to try and get some kills. I think he does pick up the Lee Sin with Ignite. I think, or he just killed him with the dot on E. It's unfortunate that play didn't go perfect, but it still led us to get in several kills. So that's the problem with solo queue, I will say. In a ranked 5 situation, that would have been easy. That would have been really easy. I would have just gone on communications, pushed the wave really quickly, blah, 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 and we'd be able to kill them really, really, really easily. But unfortunately, don't have that in solo queue, so it didn't turn out that way. Now, Viktor, Tarek stayed around for some reason, and he just died. I don't know why he stayed around. Excuse the language in chat, but obviously I don't have... I take the mature filter off. But it's a bit frustrating. Now the Viktor's getting kills, so yeah, not a great situation. Now Maokai has come mid. I'm pushing the tier 2 tower, which is pressuring the map. Will force probably the Viktor to come back here. So right now we are ahead in kills. I'm 4-1-3. Maokai is returning to mid lane, and I think they're blue up. Now if there was sound you would hear, my orb has hit the blue buff. Now, I am looking, if the Viktor's doing this by himself, it'll probably be an easy kill. But no, there's just a free blue buff. So I'm just going to take this blue buff and call it my own. The game has slowed down a little bit right now. The Tryndamere is calling that they can dive the Vlad. Obviously, the Lee Sin is the other side of the map, so that will, take a while for the Lee Sin to get there. I take their blue, use health potions just to get my health back. Obviously, the blue buff get me my mana back. Don't know where Viktor's gone. Probably just to check out, blue buff. And yeah, I just managed to steal. So obviously, stealing buffs is huge in this patch in 3.8. It's probably a little bit too huge in my opinion, but it's pretty damn good if you do manage to get a steal. It takes away a lot of XP of the enemy. I'm going to head up, so I'm pinging, I'm going up. Now Draven just killed Graves again, unfortunately. And here we go, going in for a Ganak. And boom! Explosions. Death. Boing. 2 kills. Viktor just did kill Tryndamere, unfortunately. Now I'm thinking I could face check this guy, but I get stunned and bam. Yeah. The W on Viktor is really good if in bushes. I ran into that bush and he placed W in there. So really well played by the Viktor. It was my bad. Now the Draven is getting pretty big right now, which is unfortunate. Now Lee Sin is going in for a kill on him. Now this Lee does a lot of damage. So you're about to see Taric does flash to get the stun in. Kick and Q. Pretty easy kill. So really well played by them. This Lee Sin is pretty good. He's very good. And you will actually recognize this Nami. It is Panky, Curse Panky. He used to play for Curse Europe when that was around, and he's a caster and that type of thing. He was on the enemy team. I do bump into a few professionals every now and then. It's quite nice. Obviously, Panky's not really a professional anymore. Now, what's happened here? I don't really know. With Twitch. Twitch has been acting really dodgy for the past couple of days. And it's back. Sorry about that. Twitch, as I said, Twitch got hacked, if you don't know, so that's why everybody's had to reset their password. You've got a new stream key, that type of thing. So Twitch has been a bit dodgy for the past day or two, so excuse that blackout there. Hopefully it won't happen again. Pushing the wave, obviously, with the amount of AP I have right now, I can easily just push the wave with my Q. Viktor's missing. I pinged twice just to let everybody know so they get the attention. You can see Maokai bot on the minimap. Now, Viktor is relatively strong right now. There's no doubt about it. He's got his DFG on a Viktor, and that is a lot of burst. I've got nearly 1,800 gold, which, I should probably go buy relatively soon. But I'm still pretty damn strong. I probably could still burst people down with that, this amount of AP. Maokai's in our jungle, pinging into the bot lane that, they're going to get dove, and they don't really react, honestly. I don't know what the Graves is really doing. So, his Graves didn't have a great game. Let's just say that. Viktor's moving into our jungle. I'm going to see if I can kill him, if I can get a charm on him. Basically, the Viktor versus Ahri is a skill matchup, and here we go. Going in for the kill. I dodged the main bulk of his ult, but then I moved back into it, which is a mistake on my part, but I needed to. My ult wouldn't have hit him if I didn't move into the bush. So it's a death that I had to take for killing the Viktor. Unfortunate, but I did get a spree, so it was worth it. I did get more gold than he got from me. Now, in a bit of chat, the Lee Sin is trying to make a bit of an excuse for the Graves, like he is a main support. And it's not to the point of he's a main support, he wasn't dodging spells, and we were just making the point, you have to dodge as a support. If you don't dodge as a support, you just feed the AD. So it was a bit of a weird argument the Lee Sin was making, and as I said, these guys aren't related, so the Lee Sin was trying to back the Graves for a really weird point, but yeah, it happens. Right now I'm 7-3-3. The Tryndamere is actually pretty damn strong right now. He's able to just, straight out dive the Vladimir, and yeah, pretty good. Draven is huge, is the Taric was saying, but I think I do play the game. Pop the Draven. Now, excuse my language. I don't tend to use that phrase often. If it offends you, I'm terribly sorry. Just in the middle of game, you don't really know what to say. So yeah, Viktor can basically burst me, and I can burst him. That's how I'm trying to phrase it. No, I'm on my way top, seeing if I can just kill the Viktor really quite, easy. I think he used ultimate onto the Tryndamere, so I want the Tryndamere to bait the Viktor. So Tryndamere's doing a pretty good job right now, and I used one really failed. Now that sucked. So bam, that's the good thing about Ahri. I dodge his ult pretty much all the time. So pretty well played by myself. Well, not really well played. It's just being an Ahri. Viktor mistimed his ultimate. If he did it when I was in the bush, he probably would have done a lot more burst if he got his DFG on me, that type of thing. He might have even killed me. But I get a free kill onto the Viktor, which is always nice. I didn't even use my DFG there, as obviously I didn't have a lot of vision of the Viktor, so I didn't have time to get it. Obviously I didn't need it. So, yeah. Go on the tier 2 tower, doing quite a lot of pressure to it. Probably going to take it down. Always nice to get this. As you can see, I'm holding the Shift E just to get the exact range of my taunt. Getting a maximum range taunt really throws off people sometimes. And yeah, it's 3 kills, pretty much. Now they are moving to mid lane. Now this is obviously going to be warded, as you're about to see. Bubbles. She tries to Q where I was, so that's obviously warded near that area. So that's just an indication to me, don't do that again. If she landed that bubble, I might have died if they flashed on top of me or tidal waving or something like that. Now these guys are really overextended up top. Like, I don't know why they're still up there. It's confusing. They're probably there. They get 1 kill from Maokai. Now they should start running the hell out of there. They start going a bit, but Draven picks up one of the kills on Tryndamere, and Graze is going to die. So overall, not very good. Draven gets one of them kills, and I think Viktor might get the second one. Now, you could argue that I could go help, but honestly, there's 3 people up there, so I don't really want to die for, trying to save him. He was dead anyway, and yeah, it's just bad play by the Tryndamere Graves being that overextended without, jungle wards. You've got 1 ward near their Wraiths, but that's it. Now, Lee Sin, if you can see on the minimap, is killing the Vladimir. I think he might pick him up. I'm not entirely sure. I'm looking if I can see the Draven around, but I don't. So the Lee Sin 1v1s the Vladimir. Now, that is a really bad sign for their team. Their solo laner can get soloed by our jungler. That's not good for them. Your solo laner should always be able to solo the jungler, as the jungler has a lot less farm. If red buff is up, but it's obviously counter jungled away. Now, obviously this is warded, so they use Shurelias and they're going for me, so that's quite funny. So they don't have Shurelias anymore. Obviously, as an Ahri, I'll be able to escape anyway. Now, I'm seeing if I could burst. Oh, I just noticed I was not in the bush. So that might have been an indication of how I know I was in there. Bam, and I burst, and I don't pick up the kill. Now, I didn't use DFG. Now, that is vital. I don't know why I didn't use DFG, but I didn't. And excuse that I accidentally moved the mouse. But yeah, I didn't use DFG, so that's really disappointing by me. That would be a free kill and a free escape. But unfortunately, I didn't get it. So I'm going to start, I think, building my Abyssal, as obviously they have double AP, so Abyssal Scepter is always a good idea. Now, I was close to my Blasting One. I could have just stayed for Wolf Camp or something and being able to pick up the Blasting One, but I don't. I just pick up 1 ward. Now, right now we want to start pressuring Baron or thereabouts, because our bot lane is kind of pushing. So if we see someone bot lane, we'll be able to, pick it up fairly for free. And I do believe in a team fight we'll probably be able to kill them if I can pop the Draven. That's pretty much how it works. If I pop the Draven, we kind of win the team fight if our team doesn't get fully Viktor ulted. Now, if you ask what time did I play Viktor, I played him when the double ult was around. And you could call me a scumbag for doing that, but it was pretty damn fun back then if you knew how to do it. And if you didn't know what it was about, you basically, if you pressed the button in the right way, you could have 2 Viktor ults going off at the same time with a full damage. It was insane, and it wasn't a ban offense. It wasn't, anything like that. It was a very known bug, if you want to call it a bug. But they did fix it. They took ages to fix it, so maybe they couldn't, it was an easy fix or something. But yeah, that's when I played Viktor. I did play him when on release. I've got the C3PO skin, which I believe the enemy Viktor has. Now you probably will laugh because about skins. I have skins for like every single champion in the game, so it's not nothing special that I have a skin. But I really like the C3PO. I find it really funny, as I do like Star Wars. Now they're engaging. That's a really bad engage by their part. I do another really weird Q. Now I don't know why I'm doing this, but a lot more of the time now I do really weird Qs. Now I'm going to try and burst, and I didn't use DFG again. But Graves manages to pick the kill off. So I do manage to do my job pretty much. Get the Graves glow enough to someone else to kill him. If I used DFG, I would have killed him myself. Obviously, I would have died. But hey, do my job. Kill get the Graves basically to 50 health. And the Graves just finishes them off with ult. So overall, pretty good team fight. Graves picks up a triple kill, which really is helping him. Now, I am just checking here that DFG is on T. As I haven't, You know, I'm pretty sure that I did press it, but anyway, I must have not, or you know, it would have been used. Viktor is looking for some kills here, so they just simply back out. I think that was a 4-for-1 team fight, and obviously my positioning wasn't amazing. You really shouldn't ever jump into the middle of the team like I did there. But if I did manage to burst the Draven and use my ult to get back out, that would have been really good. But I don't manage to do that in that fight. Now I'm just telling my team we can do Baron super quick. We've got a Tryndamere, a Graves, and a Lee Sin. They do Baron very quick. Ahri's okay at doing Barons. You know, I can just use my abilities, and hey, that would be pretty good. But yeah, we can do Baron pretty quick. A lot quicker than the enemy team. So I'm just heading to mid. Maokai's trying to push it up. And Lee Sin, as you can see down bot lane, is going to just push that. Now the enemy team is grouping. I am calling for assistance. Taric is on his way. The manly man that he is. Tryndamere is just picking up red. Now, I am really tempted to try and burst this Draven. I could burst him straight out. I know I can. If I managed to get a charm on him. And if I did land a charm, I probably would have gone on him. You can see in chat, we're just saying, do not let this tower fall. As letting this tower fall is a really big thing. You know, you don't have vision, basically. It's a big map presence tower. One of the biggest. Probably the biggest. Obviously, you have Nexus towers that lead to a lot of pressure denied and that type of thing. But in a lane tower, the mid first tower is the real big one. If you get that one really quickly, it allows your mid laner to roam, and they don't know where you are unless they ward everywhere into their own jungle. Now, I am doing blue. This will take longer than normal. The Lee Sin didn't help me, unfortunately. It would have been nice if he did. So I'm just going to clear this up, and then I think a team fight might break out relatively soon. They are still trying to siege on mid tower. Now they don't have a sieging team. They have a Draven AD carry. A Draven is not a sieger. He's a fighter. He is simply, I want to kill stuff, and he's not even a great team fighter. Draven is really good at brawling. That's why he's a lane bully. He's not great at team fights. He's not great. He's good late game, but not as good as, say, a Caitlyn, who can simply just siege a whole tower for ages. They land a bubble onto the Taric and basically back off. They're basically trying to catch us out guard. They're trying to, because they know they're behind. They just want to, you know, a bit of cheese. Now the Lee Sin is going top to just to push. We want all the waves to push, so they have to go take care of them. So that would either lead us for a free push onto the tower. Now they use Shurelias and Tidal Waven and Draven ult. So, when Lee Sin comes back, we really want a team fight. That's basically what it means. But as I was saying, we really want the waves to push. So it's either a free mid-inhib tower or it's a free Baron. That's pretty much how we want to work this out. So we do head over to Baron. And I know we can do it really quickly. But unfortunately, in this case, the Tryndamere doesn't do what he's supposed to. You can see the Tryndamere still in mid lane. I don't know why he's still in mid. If he was on this Baron, you can see how quick this Baron is dropping without Tryndamere. It's already at half health. We've only been on it for about 4 seconds. There's Viktor's ult gone. So this should be a relatively easy team fight, you would think. So we're trying to, I want to have a team fight here. Lee Sin gets into the middle of it. I see Draven. He is my target. Now, I don't know why, but Lee kicked him out of the fight. That was really, really weird by Lee Sin. Again, I do a fail Q. It was just this game. Really weird. Now, I would say that was kind of Lee Sin's fault, if you want to blame someone, because he kicked the main target out of the middle of the team fight. If Draven was still in that team fight, that would have been really, really easy. You know, my Q would have hit everybody in the team fight instead of just hitting Draven. It would have been pretty easy. So that was, I think, an even team fight. I think it was 1-for-1 with me going down and someone else on their team going down. So not terrible, but not great. We easily could have won that team fight and should have won that team fight. So the game from now, I think it's going to calm down for a couple of minutes, maybe a minute or so. Bot lane is pushing, so someone's going to head down there and just, you know, push it back into the enemy's base. As you've seen in chat, I was saying we do that Baron super quick. Trynd wasn't even hitting it. Now you can see what Lee was trying to thinking. He wanted to kick Vlad into me, but decided against it. But my argument against that, don't kick anything then. You don't, because you just have one ability doesn't mean you have to use it. If that Draven was not kicked out of the middle of the team fight, that Draven would be dead instantly. They did not have Viktor ult, they did not have Nami ult, they did not have Draven ult. That would have been a really, really easy team fight. But the thing that they did, Lee Sin split the team fight open, which is not great when the enemy team has like 3 ults down. Now we are going to just group again. Tarek's going to go back and get another Oracle. Now Lee Sin is saying, yep, we just need a charm on. This is true. If you have an Ahri on your team, you just land a charm, burst that target down, and basically kill them. Now I was going to type, if I'm in charm range, it means Maokai can jump on me. And if he jumps on me, that could even mean 2 things. I could ult back into my team with the Maokai following me with his W, but that might not be a good idea if we can't burst him. If we can burst him, then great. But if we can't, then yeah. Now, as I said in the past, we do Baron super quick. So we really want to do it relatively soon. Now, Lee Sin again is pushing top, unfortunately. So he's not with the team. Lee Sin was playing quite an individual game. This nearer the end of this game. In the early game, he was playing pretty well. But he does go off by himself quite a lot near the end, which is arguable. But in a situation where we want a team fight, it's, you want to have the team fight. But now top and bottom is pushing, that is true. So that might put pressure onto their tier 2 towers or their base towers, depending how many towers we actually have of theirs. So yeah, this either gives us Baron pressure or it gives us them to force a team fight, which may be good for us. There is no ward on Baron, as Tarek was saying. There goes Nami Q, so they don't have that up anymore. And I think they might look for a team fight relatively soon. Charm onto the Vlad, and I do quite a lot of damage to him. And I think this might be the breakout. They use Shirelius to back out, and some other Viktor I think stunned the Lee Sin, even though he W to another target. Shirelius is down, which is good. They keep warding the mid lane, just trying to get that little bit of vision extra that they normally would. Obviously, we have quite a lot of more sieging power than they do, I believe, anyway. Because if they force it on us, they will die to the team fight. If the Maokai jumps on somebody, they will probably die. Now we're going for the Baron right now, and you're about to see how quick we actually do it. With the Tryndamere hitting it, with the Lee Sin and the Graves hitting it, there comes Draven ult, it actually helped us kill it. There comes Tidal Waven. Here comes Maokai. I charm him, stops the W, and yeah, we get the Baron. Sorry. Viktor flashes into the Lee Sin. We are still going. I dodged the Nami Q. I flash, get the charm on, and finish up Panky, who was Nami. And yeah, we got Baron and, clean them up a fair amount. So now we're going to siege, get this tower, hopefully, and then get in the inhib. Overall, pretty well played. Obviously, always taunting that jungler so he can't, get the smite in. It was pretty good. Still would have thought we'd probably get the Baron if the Maokai was allowed to get in. But, always play safe. It was the right thing to do. Tryndamere still has ult up, so that is, a really good sign of, we either can dive them, kill them more, or, just take the towers. Now, Trynd did go relatively quite deep there, and he got really chunked by that Draven. Now, I ward there, basically just to have a bit more vision. Now, I'm going to see if their blue buff is up. It would be really, really nice if it was up, but unfortunately it's not. I'm going to head over and push this tier 2. Obviously getting any free towers when you have Baron is great. Obviously always getting as much gold, but we actually decide as a team to go do Dragon as it's the safest option. So really well played by my team. This is acting like a 5v5 pre-made team right now, because you're taking the least risky option for a bigger reward almost. Now I actually do a pretty good play here, killing this Maokai, and there we go, got a kill. Graves got a kill, got 46 gold, and that's a lot more pressure off the map. So pretty good play by myself, good reactions, and yeah, pretty good play overall. Gonna head back to base and pick up some more items, getting more AP. I'm gonna start building 2 my Zhonya's. Sell my Ruby my Doran's ring, and start building into the Seeker's Arm Guard. Gonna head over to blue. I do warn my team I'm going to blue, so that maybe they'll play a bit more passive if they were going somewhere else, that type of thing. And Graves is picking up the red, so just clearing the buffs, and then we're probably going to siege a bit more. Now the Viktor, if you just saw there, he is ahead on CS, but the reason for this is basically when we're sieging them, we have been in a lot more situations that we're sieging them than they're sieging us. He's had a lot more farm than us because we've been just hanging around in mid as a team. He's been clearing the wave with ease a lot of the time. So that's probably one of the big reasons that Victor's ahead of me in CS. And obviously we still have wave clearers. We have Graves that is a great wave clear, and he probably would take most of the CS if I miss it. So yeah, it's just kind of that situation. And it's not a big deal. He's ahead of me on CS at this stage because I am so ahead in gold through global objectives and kills, that type of thing, that I'm still ahead on gold than my lane opponent, and probably I'm one of the most beefy and richest in the game. I'm actually going to head back to base and go pick up the Seeker's Arm Guard element to Zonya's. I may as well, you get that stacking, stacking 15 armor and 15 AP, so you may as well just pick it up anytime possible. Now you can see my AP being 673. That is a lot of AP. Obviously, I do have the 40 AP from the Baron, so that is helping it. But I'm just going to keep getting more and more AP. I'm probably going to end up, if this game has continued about, 10-15 more minutes, I probably would have ended up with about 800 on AP. So overall, pretty damn high, and my burst is phenomenal if I actually manage to land it on the right target. Now, the thing with being a bursty mage is your presence in a team fight is more than enough to scare off somebody. So if the Draven is near me, he might flash away from me even if I don't go for him. It's that kind of situation. Now, they're grouping up when we're just basically waiting for our team to get here. Graves is on his way. I leave the gold for Taric. I don't need any. And they are warding over here. It's good ward situations. Tower, if you stand in that vision when it's warded, can actually hit you. I think it might, in a second or in a minute or so, you might actually see the tower hitting somebody. From where I'm standing, like, basically now. So we're going to go for this tower. We want to siege. I did actually hit Torn. I think it was the Maokai though. But I still did actually quite a lot of damage to the guy. Again, they're warding. They're using a lot of wards. And thing is, we have Oracle, so we're just going to keep clearing it out now. If you look at their base on the minimap, it's full of blue. So this has enabled us just to keep, get this tower for free. So yeah, pretty good. This is the sieging technique. You just basically be patient. You don't need to rush it. Now, I think is where, relatively soon is a play I do, which has, I don't know, it's positives and negatives. I get the target that I want to, but I die for it, where it's hard to say, but maybe I couldn't have died if I played it a little bit better. Draven ult comes down, clears the wave, and yeah, we're just basically being patient. There's no point to rush this. Baron, I think, has worn off, but still we're way stronger than them, and there's super minions in the middle of the base. So as soon as they start stacking up, it's a free tower for us, base tower. It's another inhib. Maokai Sapling does no damage right now, so we're not really scared of it. Now I am looking for Draven. This is my target, as I've been saying all video. I want to kill him. Kill him. And I am looking, and he's back there. So as you see, as soon as he gets in a position that I can actually burst him, I will go for him. Now that Victor W is unfortunate. As you can see, I bursted the hell out of him, but the Victor did get me with the W. Really unfortunate. If I waited maybe a second longer when the W disappeared, that would have ended really well. So I do get my target, as I said, but it actually didn't end up very well for us, apart from the fact that they're actually chasing us. The Victor is chasing the Graves. So the base right now, Victor even flashes. The base right now, he does actually get the kill as well. Ugh. But the base is being overwhelmed. Near top lane, you can see a lot of blue. Mid, you can see kind of blue. Vlad's clearing it, and bots pushing. So that, I will take full responsibility for that team fight. That was my fault. But the point being, if I waited a second longer, that would have been perfect. They would have had no Draven, and I still would have been alive. So unfortunate for me, it didn't work out the way I wanted. But just to show you, I can burst their Draven instantly. He died with 2 ult, I think. I used 2 of them. And, W, E, and Q. Now, right now I picked up my Zonyas, so I have that immune if I want to stay alive. Baron's just spawned, so this should be a free Baron. And yeah, playing pretty well. That was a bit of a meh moment, but in every game you expect to have a couple of meh moments. Never expect to have a perfect game. If you do, then you'll always be disappointed. Gonna head over to Baron and probably just pick this up fairly for free. Now the enemy team is coming down mid lane, which is arguable because their bot wave is pushing and their top wave is pushing. I think their inhibitor might have respawned. That might be the reason why they are venturing out. Oracles on the Nami. Now the Nami is pretty tanky, I do have to say. She's got quite a lot of health. So, you know, she might be difficult to burst compared to the Draven. You know, if I get a charm on her, I'm sure we'll kill her, but it's a bit, you know, easier said than done. So, gonna push up this mid wave. You know, you may as well have it pushing if you're in this siege situation. Tryndamere does actually pick up all that CS. Get the charm onto her, and quite a lot of damage. So she's nearly dead. I got to half health, but their Nami's nearly dead. So that's actually given us quite a lot of pressure on the Baron. They don't have an Oracle now. And here we go. We're going to start the Baron. And the enemy team does have quite a lot of poke over the wall. They have Draven ult, obviously they have Viktor ult, they have Vlad ult that they can all throw over a wall, but they do decide to, you know, come into the frontal approach. I did get the charm onto the Vlad, and he uses Onya's, and he's dead anyway. So, pretty good. We kill the Baron. Tryndamere actually did pick it up and get the... No, I don't actually get anything on Draven. But yeah, pretty well played overall by all my team, I will say. Nearing the end of the game, bot lane did make up for, you know, losing the bot lane. Graves did pretty well in clearing up team fights, that type of thing. So really well played by my team. This is a really good win. And quick update of where I am right now with the solo queue situation. I am in my promotion series again for Diamond. It's the 4th one. It is a bit of a straight-in road. But, you know, it takes time. I understand sometimes, you know, it takes a bit of time. Now, one thing I will say is, obviously, I'm always for having a duo partner, but I'm probably going to do this series solo, simply because I'm higher on the pick order when I go in solo. So I'll be able to play mid a lot more and carry the game. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This was Ahri. More gameplays to come in the future, and to be continued.